Gary Owens died recently.
He was on Laughing, too.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Good call, Erock.
Right.
Oh, yes, Meatballs fed you that information, didn't they? Someone's got the...
You want to do some Meatballs?
Yeah, that was a good interview.
Erock, you want to explain the
parts of it.
Meatballs?
Meatballs was the stunt boy for the Todd Show, who was fired back in December.
Okay.
Without giving real reason or cause for why he was being fired.
Now, what's the Todd Show?
Oh. It's a laugh ride.
Is something that white people swear by? Is it The Wire or something? What's going on?
Oh, no.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, but Todd should be buying a pack of Newports in a deli.
A young boy.
Yes. I wish Kennard was a big fan of his show.
Well, it was Scott and Todd. You know that.
Oh, yes.
And then they pushed Scott out the door.
Oh, really?
Because Todd was ready to take over.
White people.
Change
And
radio.
he was going to change radio. He had this dramatic. Do we play the intro?
Well, it really is inspiring.
I think we might have to for Sherrod Small.
When Todd came back with his own show, this was what he played to rally up the troops. It was really good. It's not at all douchey.
It's one of our favorite things that we like playing.
If you don't want to run through a wall after you hear this, then you're broken.
So it's really good. It gets you going.
It's like the speech from Rudy.
Yes.
Yes.
It's very similar.
I would if you mix that with Gene Hackman from Hoosiers,
Okay.
and tossed in a little Al Pacino from Any Given Sunday.
And something from We Are Marshall.
I was more inspired by the fucking Brando's speech in Apocalypse Now about you're an errand boy.
These men certainly send you
A pile of a little inoculated arms. If I had one division of men like that, our troubles here would be over very quickly.
When he was recording it, just smelled of malaria in the room.
Oh, yeah, he's reading a book called The Golden Bough. They teach young men to drop fire on people, but they will not allow them to write fuck on their airplanes because it's obscene. A guy with a hatchet. Hello. There's a man with a sword attacking my bald head. I love that. But there's truth in that, too. You can't write fuck on your plane because it's obscene. It's great.
So this was fuck. This was going to be Todd's mission statement, Sherrod. He finally gets to take over the big show.
Okay.
They thought Scott was done. It was time to push him out.
They wrote him off.
Yeah, well, that didn't. Well, we'll explain what happened after the write-off because that part of the story is terrific as well. But finally, Todd has the show to himself, and he decides, I got to put this together as my mission statement. This is what I'm going to accomplish with the new show.
Gives me the chills when I hear it.
This radio station has been home to some of the greatest broadcasts in the history of our industry. The ghosts of legends walk these hallowed halls, and the whispers of greatness can be heard at every sunrise. Yet there are some people who say that what we're attempting to do can't be done, that you can't save a dying industry or reinvent a medium whose time has seemingly passed.
Oh, shit.
They believe that satellite and digital radio have already robbed us of our audience, and that our best days are behind us. Well, I got news for you. These battle-tested microphones could tell 1,000 stories, but none greater than the unwritten story about to be told.
Battle tested.
And I make you this promise on the 24th day of February 2014. I say to those people and others like them, you are wrong. And here's why. As I speak to you just after 6 a.m. on a typical Monday morning, somewhere out there is a mom who's been up all night with a sick kid. Or a dad who's coming home from his second job who just wants to take a minute to laugh with someone who feels like family. I believe they want to know that the people in this room feel what they feel, live what they live, and see what they see. And you can't do that in some windowless, colorless, passionless makeshift studio that used to be a coat closet. I, for one, don't believe that the people of the tri-state area want to listen to some dillweed who doesn't know the difference between a TV show and the real Jersey Shore. So to paraphrase a scene from one of my favorite movies, this is our opportunity to rise from the ashes and grab glory. We are
New York!
We are
New Jersey!
We are
Long Island!
Oh, my
We
God.
are
Connecticut!
We are you.
Terrible.
Turn off your Spotify, shut down your Pandora, and you can't be Sirius XM. New York's hometown radio station is back. It's time to show them how it's done.
Man.
Wow.
Wow.
I love the fact that there's only 3 people at every location. New York.
Yeah. New York. We got to dub her again.
He can only muster up 3 people for the big moment.
New York. He should have got the same people that did The Wall with Pink Floyd. We don't need that was a group.
What's the battle tested microphone?
Exactly. Microphones that have still worked after all the unfunny things being said into them. Microphones have fought the battle of not leaving. They've tried to quit and protest.
Equipment they haven't updated in 15 years.
Yes, these fart-soaked chairs. Oh,
so what happened? Was it a success?
Look, in all fairness, that was a year ago. So, you got to give a new show some time to kind of, make it their own and develop.
So it ain't.
So a year later, Erock, where are we at with Todd's new show?
Well, a year later, they forced a partner on him. They've added more songs per hour, so he talks less. And he's 21st in the ratings.
Oh, man.
And the guy they kicked out the door is pretty much in first place.
Scott, so we're laughing.
Yeah, he's kicking ass for...
apparently he is New York.
FM, right?
He's Connecticut.
Yeah, he's Long Island.
Yeah. Because a lot of times, he's right about the windowless thing, though. Because whenever I'm having a laugh, all I think of is, all right, what's that guy's view like? Can he see the sunshine or no?
Can he see a fucking plane parking lot in a business center?
Oh.
No, this guy has windows in his studio.
It sounds like he stabbed the dude, Scott, in the back. Got this shit by himself, and then it fucking failed, and Scott went off and did more successful
And the
stuff.
beauty of it, we used to beat the shit out of Scott on the show, and then we turned, and now we're like Team Scott all the way.
Right.
And he recorded a message for us.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Let's
it is.
hear it.
A year later.
You know, we were thanking people that it really kind of helped us out along the way and gave us a new home here at CBS FM. And there was some unlikely compadres.
Yes.
And it all started out before I'd even gone on the air here. And I got a call from Erock, the producer for then Opie and Anthony over at Sirius XM.
Right.
And they wanted to talk to me. I said, for God's sakes, what are they going to do to me? So I called in, and I don't know what happened, but it worked out okay.
It was great.
And before I knew it, I had people that were writing me from all over the country.
That didn't know you before that. Because they were introduced through.
When's this new show going to be on? And so I want to say thanks to Erock and Opie and Jimmy and Anthony, who's got his own show going now.
Right.
From what I hear, he's making more money now than he's ever made before.
What a sweet guy. Yeah, how can you not like Scott?
Yeah, but I want to get pumped up about New York, Connecticut.
That was a great message.
Parts of New Jersey.
He's re-energized, too, because that's not the voice we're used to hearing.
That's not beaten down by fucking Todd's awful humor.
Right, so...
Although, do you think that a dad just wants to share a laugh with someone who's like family? Well, sure. On the way home. I want to laugh with someone.
A mom who's been up with her kid who's terminal with bone cancer.
Exactly. Yeah. How about the mom fucking stops drinking and fucking takes better care of the kid?
A mom,
Yeah, it's like, are you making jokes in this, or are you trying to send out some type of PSA?
I don't want to entertain that bitch and her rotten sick kid. Just keep him home. keep that fucking disease factory in the house and fucking sew your box shut.
So they gave Todd the reins. They hired a full staff. One of the guys being Meatballs, who Erock interviewed last week.
Okay.
I don't know, about 8 months into this experiment, they gave up on it, and they got him a chick.
Who's the chick?
Jade, her name is.
Jade. She was the one that was part of a radio show that killed a listener once.
Oh.
The Wee for the Wee.
So she's awesome.
So, and there's a lot of rumors and rumblings that it's going to be her show.
It should be.
Really?
It should be. She's the backbone.
And so, Erock, I think I filled everyone in. So where are we at now?
So
we love this soap opera, Sherrod, is the point here. We love this shit.
It's terrestrial radio. It's real broadcasting.
How great is it to see somebody who used to go up against you and like this, but they shit fall apart?
Yeah.
And then you can befriend one of them, like, yeah, we always like you, Scott, but Todd's a fucking racist asshole.
Divide and conquer.
Well, it was Todd's voice that started driving. It was Jimmy, actually, that turned us on the whole thing. Jimmy's like, you guys are focusing on the wrong guy here. Because Scott was mumbly and sounded old. He doesn't sound like that anymore. That's so weird.
He sounds like a guy that got off drugs
Right,
and like got his
something.
life together.
He was defeated over there.
But Jimmy's like, look, Scott, yeah, whatever. But what about this Todd guy with these horrendous names and horrible prank calls and fake
Are they still
voices?
doing the prank calls?
I haven't heard him in a long time.
I hope they are.
So
it makes a funny voice.
Oh gosh.
Hey, this is Stabby McBackstabber. Terrible.
Awful.
So one of the guys he hired was Meatballs. He's going to be like one of these stunt boys. Goes on the street and gets a little silly.
Okay.
He didn't last long, and Erock got the exclusive interview how it all went down over there.
Yes.
So we got some real inside shit coming up.
When you said you wanted Meatballs in studio, were you surprised when a guy showed up?
A bit, yes.
Oh, so y'all got the secret interview from the dude Meatballs.
Yes.
Explaining what went wrong with why he got fired over there.
Yes. So it starts with applying for the boo-boo. What's that mean?
He talks about the job posting that was put up for the position that he was applying for, and they said, "Can you bring the boo-boo?" And he had no idea what that meant, and we were trying to figure out what the fuck that meant.
Oh, I think I know what that means. It's the wound on Scott's funny bone. It's a boo-boo. Woof. Boo, boo.
Gentlemen, please rest.
Boo, boo.
Luckily, that joke won't bother his boo-boo.
I mean, you guys are doubling
There
up.
you go.
It's a twofer.
I think a boo-boo is what that girl left on Flavor of Love.
Yeah.
There you go. I want to be part of it.
No one's getting out of this.
I'd rather be involved.
I'm gonna let that one go.
See? You're a coward.
No, I'm not. I'm just standing in the box.
Sinker.
No. Watching all you guys
I
swing
go
with
on this website, I see that this job is posted, and I distinctly remember the title because it said, "Can you bring home the boo-boo in the #1 market in America?"
What is the boo-boo?
I don't know, but I said, "Whoa, the boo-boo! I can do the boo-boo because I've done everything else."
Yeah, sure.
And so I read the art. It was a 2-page long thing, and I was like, you know what? My dream is to do mornings in New York. That's all I've ever wanted to do.
Right.
Let me give it a go. I applied. Didn't think nothing of it.
So you knew what station it was, or it was still okay.
No, yeah, it was.
Had you known, would you have applied?
Yeah, I think I would have because I didn't know. Again, because I'm not from New York,
right?
So I didn't know as much about Scott and Todd or anything. Me, you got to look at it from my perspective. At the time, I was 23, and I was like, "Gosh, this is a #1 market. It's mornings. It's on air. This is great. This is what I want."
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right.
So I get a call, and it's the executive producer of the show, known as Monk. And he says, "Hey, we got your resume and your demo, and your demo's really good. We would love for you to come up." I'm like, this is not real. This is not. I have no experience, and there is absolutely no reason for me to interview for this job.
Wow. So
that's a start.
Who hired him? Todd? Or like just the people over there?
It sounds like they just have, it sounds like Scott and Todd have nothing to do with the show, and they just like walk in and.
Well, he interviewed with Todd, and he explains that here, his experience interviewing with Todd.
So whatever, I come up, and the interview was 20 minutes. So, you think you blow it.
Right.
I go in, I see Joe for 5 minutes, and then he brings me into Todd's office. Now, at the time, it was still Scott and Todd. So Todd was in the middle, Scott was at the end. So I go, and I was like, well, I guess Scott's, he's Scott. I'm not going to go talk to him. I talked to Todd. 15 minutes, really awkward situation. I mean, just because it was so intimidating. He was like, well, are you okay with doing, going out and getting all the, what did he say? He said, getting the bacon to be in the #1 market. He kept using these bacon references.
I just imagine he's saying that as he's throwing darts at a dartboard with Scott's face on it. Can you bring home the bacon for this #1 market? We're New York. We're also New Jersey.
What a cheese
Long
dick.
Island. I imagine he has his back to him the entire time, looking out a window.
Dramatically looking out the window.
What an idiot.
Welcome to the
bacon.
#1 market.
Looking over the city, because he's got a good view there.
Yeah. We're not in some coat closet. Can you bring home the pork bellies?
Yes. And we're not the annoying Sirius XM where you can say whatever you want. There's some woman with what should have been an aborted fetus, and she's been up all night caring for this lump of shit. She needs to laugh. So go eat her pussy, Meatballs. She needs a mouth to come in.
Did he explain to you what Bobo was?
No. I think Boo Boo or Bobo,
whatever.
I think the Boo Boo was Joe's.
Okay.
So, and I wish I printed out that ad. It's funny, but nonetheless, so I go and I think I totally blow the interview, you know, because they were like, "Oh, this is great, thanks a lot, great." I'm on the train home. Literally, I get home and I get a call. It's Todd Pettengill. So I answer the phone. He goes, "We would love to offer you the job." I was like, "The job?" And he goes, "No, we want you to be the street reporter. It's like the quote-unquote fourth mic kind of thing," which...
All right, at this point, did they say everything but Stunt Boy?
Everything but Stunt Boy, and no mention of the name.
Right.
Yeah. Very good, Erock.
He didn't like the name Meatball. He wanted to use his real name. His real name is Cunt Lips.
Well, regular radio, you know.
Man.
What a psycho, Todd. Like, that's like a... What an asshole.
Well, this is what Todd told the new hires. You know, we heard the big mission statement, so this is what he's telling everyone around him as he's about to start the new show.
This is what they pitched to me, and this is verbatim. We want to change and revolutionize morning radio in the #1 market. This is what it's going to be like. Imagine Saturday Night Live on the radio. We hired you now because...
I don't even like it on TV.
Oh, my God.
It's Failing Morning Radio with Todd Phillips, musical guest, Meatballs.
What a fucking awful thing to say.
Imagine Saturday Night Live.
On the radio.
It's so bad. Imagine Three's Company if you're on a bedpan. What? Doesn't mean anything. How terrible is that?
Not because you're the most experienced, but because you're great on the air, you have a lot of talent, you know, you sound good, blah, blah. They made me feel wonderful. Yeah. So they say, it's like Saturday Night Live. Come in every day with some ideas, come in with some content, come in with some audio, and it's just going to be an ensemble. And I was like, this is great.
Yeah, it sounds like a dream job.
Dream. I almost fainted.
This is what I've been waiting for.
I mean, I'm 23. I went from Philadelphia to New York mornings, and that's how they sold it to us.
Right.
And I mean, they were like, this is great. So they...
Did you find out at some point, was this the same pitch they gave the other people that they hired?
Sort of. Okay, because this is the people that they hired. They hired Annie, and she was sort of told that she is that younger female that relates to everybody in the market. The girl
man.
power. And then Fitz was hired as,
like
you're
the
going to
real
run
world.
the board, and you're going to do all this stuff. And, so we were all basically sold our dream for what we did.
Right.
I don't know exactly what they were told, so I don't want to speculate for them, but I do know that what we were pitched when we were all together was, this is going to be Saturday Night Live. You all bring in your stuff. And that's what we did at first.
Right.
And then changed very fast.
Oh, damn. Now the next two tracks we don't have to play, Erock. What's the
It was bait and switch.
What's the basement thing mean?
They just explained where they were until the Todd Show showed up. Like, nobody at the station knew they were hired. They were stuck at an office down where CBS is on 57th in the basement for almost 2 months, and that some of the current staff would come and visit them for like an hour a couple times a week. So they would just report to this room with no windows, and were there for almost 2 months until Scott found out that he was leaving, and then they were going to debut the show.
Yeah, Crimea River.
What? And then Todd comes up with Meatballs. How did he come up with the name for this kid?
What?
He thought this would be funny because Rich is kind of fat. So at a dinner where they were welcoming everybody and celebrating that the show's going to start, the program director, Todd, and the executive producer were all laughing when he came back from the bathroom. And then they were trying to pitch it like this big revolutionary thing, saying, you're going to be Meatballs, and you're going to be this character, and this was nothing what they described when they hired him.
Right. Okay. And now we got the staff reactions to Todd's infamous first day intro. The intro we just played.
Right.
You heard that intro. You heard the intro, and he said,
"These battle-tested microphones."
I wish you could have seen our faces when that was playing, because everyone was so like.
Hold on, let me ask. I know we're jumping the gun here.
Yeah, sorry.
That morning when he brought that in, because I want to get back into that a little bit later.
Okay.
That morning when he brought it in, nobody knew about it, right?
Not one person.
Okay. He brought it in and said, "Play this at the top of the hour, right after the ID thing," right? but nobody else was allowed to see or preview this stuff. He would hand it in, play it, and it would go as is.
It's just him and Monk.
Okay.
They knew everything that was. We had no idea.
So you're all in studio, right?
Mm-hmm.
6 a.m. hits.
Mm-hmm.
That abomination comes on. Tell me, you're reading the room. What are you seeing?
Okay, I am speechless. My mouth is sort of open, and again, I don't want to give the opinion or give off to my new boss that I think this is ridiculous. So it was that uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah.
You know, everybody was in the room with the exception of Todd. This is what Todd was doing. Todd was like, he was like into it. He was listening. His eyes were closed. And the rest of us, we were sort of just like,
just an ass.
And what did they do? Because it was, what was it, 2 minutes?
Yeah,
Something?
It was about 2 minutes, yeah.
And I mean, my friend texted me who was listening, and he said, "Are you serious? Are you effing serious?" is what he said.
And then he blocked you.
It was bizarre because, again, it's one of those things where you're conflicted. Do you alienate your new boss and all of your coworkers by saying, "Hey, that was ridiculous"? Or do you kind of just go, all right, sort of like the Meatballs thing, I'm grateful. And I always took that approach.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for Meatballs just to come out and do something that's going to be stupid.
For who?
Meatballs.
Why'd you call him that?
His name.
It's his first name.
Yeah.
Dude, I just imagine Todd with his eyes closed, listening, being like,
wait till they get a gander at this.
Hold of this.
He probably thought it was going to be like an emotional home run.
Yes, he was going to open and the girls were going to be teared up, and they're going to be like, "Let's fucking change."
Like a slow clap to the stand.
We're going to change the radio, even though the FCC has so many restrictions. Legally, we can't change it.
He wanted to surprise them with it.
Yeah,
hit him right between the eyes, like, "Ah."
Yeah,
the first word should have been, "Well, that was humiliating." So we're on, God knows for how long.
That would have made a fucking radio star.
Yeah, because you've gotten more people to cheer than 4 people.
Yeah.
New York! Yeah, it's like you were yelling at Progeria kids.
The Meatballs.
Shameful.
I want to live to 11. He was in a tough spot. You can't say he's the new guy.
You're the new dude. You can't say shit.
What is Meatballs going to do? He can't say
Meatballs.
I love this guy Scott now, though.
We love him.
Dude,
Scott.
Team
Compared
Scott.
to this dude Todd. Scott is a
biggest turn from heel to babyface in the history of anything.
Erock saying skip track 7. It's Todd's show.
It was just breaking down how
the formula and the talk time. What is that? Real
it
fast.
was beginning when he started out. He would have 4 songs an hour. He was talking a lot more, and then by maybe 60 days, they were up to 6-7 songs, and then going to 8 songs, all the commercials and production, and he was talking maybe at most 15 minutes an hour.
It failed very quickly, Sherrod.
They don't need him. He's about to get fired.
The first ratings book came out.
What did it say?
Well, he talks about, Meatballs talks about our fans.
Oh, let's hear it.
Let me ask you about the first ratings book that came out then, because we were all over it when that happened.
Let me just say this. I know, and for those of you who were wondering, yes, we all knew, and we all got all the messages and pictures, including Todd. We all got them. We all saw them.
From the Opie and
the
Jimmy
pictures
listeners.
and all that. Yeah, all the Opie and Jimmy listeners. We got them all. Don't think we didn't see them. Even though we didn't acknowledge them, we saw them.
Right.
All of them.
So he's talking about the Facebook postings and all that?
And the text, and the dick pics, and the photoshops of Scott fucking him in the ass.
Oh, my God, I love these fans.
That's fucking great.
I love that Meatballs had to admit this.
Yeah.
But that really that's the death blow, because he's got to be like, yeah, this is fucking.
It wasn't really him. It was all Todd. Nobody cared about Meatballs. It was all Todd.
Fucking
Meatballs.
All of them.
How did he react to this?
I don't want to speak for Todd, but my impression of how he took this, I think it bothered him, but I think he was more concerned with trying to right this ship that was just going down.
Okay.
To the point where, I mean, we have a social media director, so he just took Twitter and all that off his phone, and he just didn't look at it. And
that's amazing.
I will admit this. I would come in and go, "Oh, did you see this picture?" Did you see? Look,
I like this.
Or I would go, oh, do you remember when I did this? And you put with all the dick pics that, I would say, hey, Todd, look what they did to me. And then I would accidentally flip through and I'd be like, oh, sorry. You know what I mean? So
ISIS wearing a Todd shirt.
He would see it, and then the Scott thing really bothered him, I think.
About
the team Scott and,
because we took Scott's side when we realized what he was doing.
I think that hurt him because I guess he didn't want to be known. And again, this is my interpretation. I guess he just thought that he was looked at as a villain, and I think it did bother him a lot.
Wow. Brilliant.
See,
Brilliant.
but this shows you the sackless radio that Todd does, because if he would have ran at it and addressed all this, you would have been like, oh, shit. That
would have been more interesting.
Why would you avoid?
Yeah, and he's like, none of this is happening. None of this is happening. And he just looks like an asshole.
Oh, it's fucking so dumbbell. Just put his head in the sand and pretend it was like, oh, everything's good.
We're still the voice of New... No, you're not. Everyone's making fun of your shitty, awful ratings.
You heard the chant. He is.
Wow.
New York.
He is. New York.
Connecticut.
In some coat closet.
East of Westchester. All right, we got it.
Todd heard Jim Norton's impression.
Did he?
Jim's face was just legitimately happy.
He lit up in here.
He's like, yay.
He probably liked it.
It's like Christmas for this kid.
He said all these weird words and these weird names of people, in the phone scams and stuff. And that was him.
Oh, wait, real quick. Was he aware of how much we were trashing him for stealing the Jerky Boys voice and all those dumb names where Jim started doing Todd impressions?
He knows. He's heard everything.
Oh, good.
He's heard everything.
And he'll hear this on Monday.
Ooh.
Oh,
yeah. Give it up for that evilness in here.
Fuck Todd, man. Fuck Todd.
Erock. We are Erock.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that was great.
And he's going to hear this shit on Monday. Yeah, Erock.
Yes. That's a battle-tested microphone right there.
You think he's going to address it? You think the dude Todd to address it on the air? At some point he has to, right?
Never.
He's too busy.
I'm going to call his mother a dirty whore.
What about that dad coming home from his third job?
Exactly. He just wants to laugh with a friend. Yes.
Or one of his drinking buddies, and that's why he has 3 jobs.
Exactly. Let's listen to PLJ and laugh with a friend on the way home. I've worked all night, and my wife is there with her sick kid who she's poisoning. It's like in 6th Sense. Yeah.
She's good at Munchausen syndrome.
Somewhere, a mother has been up watching her sick kid do a shitty puppet show when she's giving her Drano in her fucking in her eggnog. Giving her cornflakes with strychnine in it.
Eat your eggs, baby.
Yeah.
You gotta get strong.
I'm doing a puppet show. I'm filming a puppet show. Fucking boo.
Where's Dad? He's in the car laughing with a friend.
Instead of saving me.
It's sitting in the driveway with the radio on.
Yeah, somewhere a mother is taking care of a little girl who she's eventually going to kill and be discovered when a ghost boy finds a tape underneath.
Someone's running their car in their garage listening to me.
Oh, good God Almighty.
Wow. Meatballs.
Meatballs really throws Todd under the bus here.
I think that, and I know that, Todd is a great number 2. Todd
hold on.
He's a big number.
Yes, he's shit. he's shit.
A great big number 2.
He's a steaming pile.
He's the Flavor of Love show.
Of witless number 2.
He is a big number 2.
Todd has talent.
That.
I mean, you don't stay in New York, whether you like him or not. He's been in New York for 25 years. That's hard.
So is homelessness.
In my opinion,
45
I don't think he ever was meant to be a host. And I think that what he envisioned was this thing where we all said, hey, Todd, so did you hear about this guy who, got this hat and he lit it on fire and did this? And then he would say something funny and we would be out. I think he
or hit
thought
that doorbell sound effect.
And again, that's fine, and there's no ill will towards him. It's just my interpretation. He brought me to New York. That's more than anyone else did.
That's fair.
And I don't think that what he wants is. It's not doable on the radio, if that makes sense. We can all have this great idea for a show, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate.
But not if there's no funny people on the show. That's the problem. Todd's not a funny guy. He's terrible.
He's not.
You know, he's firing out his awful lines.
He's not a funny guy around funny people.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He might be funny around a whole bunch of not funny people.
No, I don't even think that's the possible. I think he's the guy that no one's told to shut the fuck up. And he just keeps.
Right.
He's the guy at the office that you're like, why the fuck does this guy think he's funny?
He just need to be pushed down a nice flight of stairs. That's how I would solve it.
He needs to get
back. I can see.
I would have loved if he was a victim in the knockout game. Like if he would have got
That's still
caught.
going on. The knockout game.
Let's reinvent it
We
just for
moved on from
Todd.
that, right?
Bring it back for Todd.
Yeah, we'll bring it back for like a Cher concert, one night only.
Lean back. I can see you straining.
I am because
and rightfully so.
Look, like I said, I don't want to come off like the guy who's got sour grapes and is trash in his balls.
Well, then you probably should have went on Erock show.
Can you pause? Meet the balls. You do have some sour grapes. It's okay. Stop saying sour grapes. You're 25.
Yeah.
It's an old man expression.
Yeah.
I just couldn't cut the mustard.
He's talking like he fought in the Korean War.
I don't want it to be sour grapes, but goddamn nips killed all my friends.
These goddamn zipperheads. They took us half out. They dropped us off on an island. We were boys.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like I got sour grapes, but Hugh Downs took that job, and it was supposed to be mine. How old are you? I'll be 11 tomorrow.
Hugh Downs.
A lot of things I know that I won't say and that I can out of respect. But like I said,
what?
he did bring me to New York.
Right,
That's
right.
a big thing. But
You gave him
I think you're pretty on with your assessment.
What couldn't you say out of respect, you think?
He gave us all the dirt.
particular line he was just saying because he's trying to get more work and he doesn't want to go too far with.
What do you think he couldn't say out of respect, though?
You probably shouldn't have done your show.
No, you know what, though?
Exactly,
He's got to get work. He doesn't want to bash his old...
Right.
So,
And the new boss.
But he did. The damage is done.
And then Todd's wife told him he was going to get fired.
About the week before, and he didn't realize what she was saying. So that she already knew
mumbles.
that he was going to be let go.
Well, what did she say? Because from now on, this show is going to be pasta with no meatballs. Could be any worse than how she said it.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, meatballs.
I'm back on board with the fake laugh. Oh, man.
How'd she tell him?
You can play it if you want.
Oh, yeah.
At Todd's party, at a party.
Well, it must have been
She
fun.
was drunk.
The one thing I will say that hurt me, and I debated talking about this, I'm just going to say it. When I was at his house, about a week before I got fired, we had a pool party. He had a pool party for everyone. He invited me because I guess he had to invite me. And I'll never forget, and this is what sticks in my craw because this is how I know.
Tell Nana Meatballs to stop using old lady expressions.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I tell you what really gets my goat.
Who's your friend? The Jewish boy.
Just everything he says is old lady out of touch.
Chinaman.
Yeah.
Yeah, this really...
Old turn of the century tongue.
He's awful.
He stinks.
I like Meatballs, but stop using old lady lingo.
Stuck in my craw.
He's a
He
gumshoe.
didn't like me and wanted me fired. His wife said to me, she said, well, enjoy the barbecue. It's probably the last time you're going to be here before they let you go. Ha, just kidding.
Oh,
What a cunt.
Oops.
Now,
that's called foreshadowing.
well, and you know what?
Only
I
in
actually left, called my mom and said, dude, this is what just happened to me.
You call your
My
mom
mom's like,
dude?
"Just let it go.
Absolutely. I would
She's
love to know
probably
why
just
that
fine."
happens. Yeah, who are you, fucking one of Bruce Jenner's kids?
Oh, she was probably just playing. I said, Mom, she's not playing.
Yeah.
He said something to her, so it was planned. And
He knew.
Yeah.
Why would she say that?
And so I wish he just would have called me and said, I wish he would have called me and said, I hate you. I don't care.
Right.
Something. And then to have his wife say that to me at the party when we were all supposed to be having a good time, she said it to me at the beginning of the party. So I had the whole day
She's about
thinking,
as pleasant as he is.
right, knowing about
What a
I'm
cunt.
going to get fired now.
That's why you should have stole
and then I
something
get
from the
fired
house.
and I hear nothing. So that's my experience with Todd. Now, other people love him. So that's my experience.
I don't know who those people are, but
not here
I'll
to
take your
track
word for it.
There you go.
Cool. That's a really cool, intense office shot they took.
If my boss's wife tell me that I'm getting fired,
Yeah.
and I'm at their household party, I'm stealing everything in that fucking house. I'm fucking that wife.
You would take some shit, would you?
I would.
What would you
I
take?
would destroy. I would shit in the tank.
I would take the wife's mouth first. That's where I'm starting.
Could you imagine? Oh yeah, I would.
That's just terrible.
I would
She
shit
actually
on
told
something.
him.
I would definitely shit somewhere.
I
in the
wipe my
basement.
ass on every wall in the house.
What a fucked up thing.
That's Meatballs on Erock Show, the big exclusive.
And the wife couldn't wait to tell him. Like, she told him at the beginning of the party, like, that, what a bitch.
Do you
What
know
a
how expendable you are?
Trying to ruin him.
She just hammered.
You know what?
I'm married to Todd. You know how hard it is to take his dick?
No, you know what? She probably was drunk and I don't even know if she drinks, but she probably just saw Meatballs putting his grubby, dumb fingers in her potato chips and eating too much food. And she was like, I've had enough of this piece of shit.
I'm going to tell him what I think. You know you're gone soon.
Get your fat fucking fingers out of the potato chips. There's other people here, Meatballs.
No, Hi, I'm Mrs. Phillips. You're fucking done. You're done. You fatso. I nicknamed you.
That's your third plate of food. You see, everybody over there only had one plate of food. You've had three.
Do you remember when Todd said, "Could you bring home the bacon?" He wasn't talking about you, fatso. Now get out of my armoire.
Yeah.
I want to sit down.
Yeah. Don't go breaking any furniture. You're fired.
My husband's hilarious. I'm on Klonopin and a half a bottle of vodka.
People in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, do you know how many sick mothers enjoy my husband? Now, might I say for the record, we have no idea if Todd's wife drinks or does anything. We are simply
She does it.
teasing as a fictional character.
That's a radio bit.
I can vouch for it. I see the bitch.
I don't do that, Todd.
I
can vouch.
I've never seen her. I know nothing about her. She may be a delight.
Fucking idea.
I don't know it, but I assume that she's that kind of bitch.
But that is my funny interpretation of how stupid Meatballs got the news.
Meatballs. What is Meatballs doing now, Erock?
He's looking for his next gig.
Well, he's not
Give
going
him a job. You know he came here for that interview, so you to hire him, Erock.
He's not going to get it if he's trashing people like that.
He wasn't that bad. I don't think he trashed him that bad.
Let him run around. Give him a black person job in here. You know what kind of jobs you get out.
Absolutely. One you can show up late for.
Wow, that's great.
Ah, that was great. Now you got me all involved in this drama.
It's been a soap opera for a while now, for years.
And he's still on the air, this dude, right?
Yeah, barely.
Barely on the air.
He's in 21st place. They're paying him way too much money for him to be in 21st place.
Oh, I believe it.
How much do you think they're paying him a year?
$200 million, right?
Probably.
Just saying. I'm not a good guesser.
You're not good at this.
That's a chip estimate.
I would guess at least a couple mil.
Yeah.
You think a couple mil?
At least.
Guaranteed.
I mean,
Been around forever.
That staff photo we have up
At
right
least.
now is definitely
Very intense. That's a humor bringing staff.
It's going to be Jade's show soon, and then we'll continue with this soap opera when it becomes her show.
Yeah.
Who?
Well, I think
Jade, man.
I think you
Todd
do
and Jade. It's called
Todd and Jade now. Okay.
They blew up the Todd show.
And which one's Jade in this picture?
She's not there.
She's not there. They wiped out most of those people.
They started the Jade show in the January when they came back from break.
Right.
It was a cleansing of the palate.
Oh.
The girl in the fucking the girl is cute.
And she's not happy about it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not happy about it. You can tell.
Yeah.
He sees the writing on the wall.
It wasn't his decision. That's why he don't like it.
Oh no, we got to get you a partner because you're Malaysia airlining in the ratings.
Disappearing?
Yep, you're disappearing. Your battery, your locator battery was never charged.
Never charged.
Yep, we got to do something.
And that's him in the white shirt right there, the button down.
Hell yeah, all intense.
Yeah.
Just ready
leaning.
to go.
He's got a leather. Yeah,
His feet are in comfortable jumping jack position.
He looked like he's a Law and Order cop.
Yeah.
This guy by the window is going to jump.
Well, guess which one is Meatballs?
To the left over there?
All the way to the left.
Yeah.
The one leaning looks
They
a little
could've
like
called
a young Patton Oswalt.
Meatballs, a snot, anything from Revenge of the Nerds.
Right. All right. Changing.